Hello everybody, welcome to Tarot and the Star. This is your host, Melody. Today I'm going to be doing a tarot reading on the deaths of Don Henry and Kevin Ives. These two young boys ended up getting killed by a train August 23rd, 1987. The weird part is, when the autopsies were done on them, it was revealed that Don Henry was stabbed in the back and Kevin may have had his skull crushed in. So let's see if we can get any more information about what happened here. From what I'm understanding, these two went out to go hunting. They were doing something called spotlight hunting, or flashlight hunting, where they take a rifle and then they're flashing the light in the nighttime to find animals to hunt. And somehow at 4 a.m. on August 23rd, 1987, a train was coming. And the train saw two boys on the track with like a green tarp over them, and the train conductor couldn't stop the train in time, and they were ran over. Now, they did have marijuana in their system, but even with the marijuana in their system, it probably would not have impaired them to the ability that they would have just passed out on the train track, both of them, So let's see what's happening. Let's see what's going on, okay? We're going to start with these cards here. Okay. Spirit guides, let us know what occurred with Don Henry and Kevin Ives on August 23rd, 1987, in the town of Alexander, Arkansas, United States. What occurred with these two boys? One was 16, and I believe the other one is 17. Please let us know, spirit guides, what you see occurred during this time. If you can come forward, Kevin or Don, to let us know what occurred, please do so that way we can kind of have an indication of what's going on here. If you were murdered or if you died by accident. I get a heavy feeling in my chest. A feeling like somebody's knocking the wind out of me. That's the first feeling that's coming to me right now. So, just letting you guys know that. Let's see here. So, okay, so I'm already seeing here that this started off as a nightmare for them. Okay. Let me concentrate here. Okay. I'm seeing two boys, and they're going out in the night. And it's the early hours of the night. 3, maybe even sooner than that. 2. And they want to go out and hunt, and they're looking just to have a fun time with each other, just hang out with each other. I see laughing. I see two boys, like, kind of, I'm seeing one that's like kind of making jokes, and the other one's just kind of laughing. I'm seeing here that they start walking through, and they see, it's like they're coming across a clearing. They're looking in the ground in the clearing. One of them is about to flash a light, and it's like they are hearing something, like a sound of a person walking. Okay. So this person walks up on them quickly. They hear the sound, but it's kind of too late for that. It's like they just, the person comes from behind while they were, they're like occupied looking on the ground, looking for animals or something. And the person comes from behind and tells them to give them money. Give me what you have. And there's like a scuffle. But it's like they're overpowered by this person. It's a man that's rugged, older. I want to say he could be, maybe in his 40s or 50s. Burly guy, big guy. So I see that it starts off like as a nightmare. It's like, oh my God, what's this guy going to do to us? A pause and hesitation, because one of them is thinking about trying to run for it, but doesn't want to because the friend is there and afraid that a friend is not going to get away. So maybe this guy's going to let us go. He's going to take our money and beat us up, but we're going to get out of this. Two directions to go. What do we do? One's looking at the other one, like giving the eye look, like should we split up kind of look, while this guy's telling them to move. Man is telling them to move close to a train tracks. They start to move. They start to, I guess you could say, march as the man's directing them to. Man has a knife. He's already overpowered them. He has a knife, and he has their gun. I'm seeing that he's carrying the weapons, and he's telling them to march. Praying that they get out of this. They're just very afraid, like, oh my God, what's going to happen to us? Trying to figure out a route, a way out of this. Man stabs one of them. He stabs one of them. I see the two boys are standing by him, and I see like they're coming up to the train track or something. The guy, it's like the guy wants them to suicide. He wants them to get on the train track and ultimately die, like get killed by the train, and then take whatever belongings they have. But one of them seems to stand up and kind of like does a like a move where he tries to push the guy. He tries to push the guy on the chest, and the guy didn't like that, and he turned around and he stabbed one. He stabbed one of them. The guy that was trying to push him on the chest. So that person is Don. He stabs him. And the friend is in shock. And the guy's very casual about it. And the guy is saying, okay, and these two kids, by the way, they're already high. This is why their motor skills were kind of slow, for the guy sneaking up on them, which was quickly. The man is somewhat of somebody that goes out there to just hang out there, drink. I see him very casual about the situation. Friend is kind of consulting. He's comforting the other friend. So I see one friend kind of putting his hand on the back of the other friend. I guess it would be Kevin. Kevin is doing that. Kevin is kind of putting his hand on the back of his friend and he's saying something on the lines of, come on, man. You're going to really do this to us, just let us go, He's saying stuff like that. And he's kind of trying to comfort his friend. Man pulls he pulls Kevin away from Don. Don is slumped on the ground. He pulls Kevin away from Don and starts hitting him with them. I see it's hard to make out. It's like a weapon of some type. It's not it's not the gun. It's like a weapon that the man had on him. I want to say it could be very well a hammer, but it's not as sharp as the hammer. It's like it seems like a metal pipe or something like that. So he hits him. And he hits him repeatedly, and then the kid falls. He falls. And then the man starts pulling their bodies onto the train track. They are already gone. They are no longer. He's pulled their bodies onto the train track. I actually see the one that stabbed is alive, just barely alive, a very faint pulse, and then he passes away. The train comes, and the train goes over, and the man takes some belongings that belong to those two kids, and he walks off like it's nothing. This man doesn't have any feeling. He has no remorse for what he's done. There's no emotion. He's lived probably a very tough life from what I'm seeing. This man lives as a transient. He goes from location to location and stays. He, you know, lives in the woods, lives under bridges, wherever he can find to put his head. He saw the opportunity with those two kids. The kids are taken to heaven. They are taken to heaven. So let's see what else we get. What other messages do we get with these two? I see a man that's in his 40s, 50s. He's kind of has a belly. He has he's a Caucasian man that did this. This man is an alcoholic. He hangs around train tracks. Let's see what we can find out if we get any more messages. Yeah, I don't think these kids thought this guy was going to do that. You know, it's so random. It's like, this doesn't happen, you know, usually. What happens usually in those kids' minds were like, you know, you get beat up, you get up to continue another day. You know, it's kind of like that. That's what I'm seeing. Nowhere in their mind they're thinking this guy is some kind of killer. This guy killed them because he was taking their things, and he didn't want, he has some kind of record. He didn't want those kids to go to the cops and tell the cops where he's staying. He doesn't want to go back to prison. He went to prison before. So, imposter syndrome. In a room full of equals, I stand in doubt, a stranger in my own triumphs, shadows cast about. This man is a man that thinks he's more powerful than others. He can overpower other people. He enjoys to overpower people, and he enjoyed hurting them. He enjoyed that. Banshee, all I could hear was warning scream, ignoring the sounds. The signs won't make me free. I think those kids knew that they were in trouble the moment that one got stabbed, because he was trying to push the guy in the chest or something so he can give them both a shot to run away from him. That's when they knew they were in trouble, because the guy stabbed him. He stabbed him. I'm seeing a stab, and I'm seeing that the kid's slumping over, and the other kids helping him. Personal growth, transformation, letting go. Yeah. These two, when they passed, they both good friends, and they went together. They weren't alone. They went together. Vampire, in the night's embrace, where desires ignite, my hunger keeps consuming all in sight. This man was like a vampire in a sense, because he's somebody that walks around at night. He's somebody that sleeps during the day under bridges or in places like in the woods, places where people wouldn't visibly see him so well. And he goes around at night and he looks for things that he could steal. He looks for opportunities. He's somebody that would hit somebody on the head to rob from them. Fear of failure. The fall keeps repeating on my head, the eternal obstacle between me and the next step. That was fear of failure for the kid. It's like, you know what? Because like I said, one of them wanted to make a run for it, and he had an opportunity when they were walking that he could make a run for it. But then the guy was so close to the friend, like right behind the friend, that he didn't make a run for it, because it's like he thinks his friend would have been in danger, right? So he didn't. He paused and he didn't. He hesitated. He didn't. He hesitated. He didn't. Skull, transcendence, intuition, power. They have moved on to the afterlife. They have transcended. They are at peace. What other messages do we have about this situation? Please, Spirit Guides, let us know what other messages that you could provide us about this. This man's kind of like you could smell the alcohol in his breath. That's the image that comes to my head. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So here's what I'm getting, okay, here. Exposed. They were somewhere where the man saw them easily. He spotted them out, and it was an opportunity he took. First, the man thought, I can toy around with these two kids and get them to give me all their stuff. But then the kids started kind of standing up for themselves, okay? They were not so accommodating to that man, right? Mischief. He sees that these kids are trying to pull a fast one on him. He sees that these kids are looking at each other like they're going to run for it or they're going to do something to him. He sees that, and that does happen because one of the kids pushes him or tries to punch him in the chest or something. And the man gets mad. It makes the man angry enough to stab that kid and kill the other one. Wrath, exactly. See, the man had, as soon as that happened with this kid punching him, he he lost it and he stabbed that kid, and then he grabbed his weapon out of his pocket and he started beating the other kid. Battle. And so there was a battle between that kid. You know, he's trying to fight for his life, right? Well, the man's beating him. He's trying to punch him back, but man's overpowering. I need to put some distance between myself and these kids. Now, you know, it's like they're gone. I just killed them both. I have to put some distance between myself and these kids. I better get out of here. I can't stay around this railroad track. Preparation. I'm going to prepare their bodies to make it look like they got ran over by the train. And I'm out of here. I'm soaring out of this place. I'm taking off. I'm not going to stick around. I don't want the cops taking me back to prison. This guy is somebody that has committed burglaries before, assault with a weapon, and I'm seeing even assaulting. He has like a record of battery, assault, and robbery, something like that. He was a person that saw an opportunity. He's a transient in a way. He's like, he stays at friends' houses here and there. The real question that I should probably ask here is if this man's still alive, because that was back in 1987 or 1980. I believe it was 1980. Yeah, 1987. Okay. Is this man still the man that that has killed Don and Kevin? Is he still with us today? Is he still alive? Is he still in the flesh? So they're telling me here, his luck has turned around. This man's luck has turned around. So he might be living with somebody or have his own apartment now, or living in a house no longer in that area. I'm not getting that he's around that area. Survival. Yeah, he survived. So he's still living. This man was rugged. This man would work with his hands. If he, you know, if he's ever found, he's somebody that would work with his hands. Somebody that would work in construction, or somebody that would work in as a mechanic. I see somebody that could even possibly be a truck driver. Any of those professions. This man has put this kind of behind him. He's like living life like as if nothing happened. He knows what he did. He was kind of intoxicated. But that is no right to take a life of anyone. He knows what he did. He lives with that. He doesn't have guilt. It's more like he doesn't tell people and he hides that. Keeps that to himself. This man was down on his luck when he did this crime to them. He was down on his luck. He was robbing. You would want to look for somebody that during that time period there was several robberies. Robberies by not just the train track, but about like area around that. People's homes were broken into, something like that. You would look for somebody that's doing that. Stealing things from the homes. And I'm seeing that even there's a possible robbery. There's like some attempted robbery that he tried to commit after this crime. Like he went up to a man and tried to get the man to give him his wallet or something like that. But that didn't go well. The man ran off. So you would look for somebody that was committing robberies. This man was not a killer. He wasn't somebody that was a killer. He is somebody that assaults people to get what he wants as an opportunist. And in this situation, because the kids, said something to him and stood up for themselves, he killed them because he found that he could basically get away with it. It was late in the, early in the morning, 4 a.m. And he was trying to march them to the train track to get them to execute themselves. And that wasn't going to happen. Those kids were not trying to go for that. And then the guy had to end up doing this. And you may find some remnants from the guy, like cloths or clothes or something that he's buried around the area. He's trying to get rid of some stuff down the area more. But yeah, that guy's not going to admit to anybody. He's going to hold that and keep that to the grave with him. He's not the man. I see him as a very quiet man. He's a very quiet man. He's not talkative. He's very direct. So he's not going to tell anybody about this. I also see him as an abusive person. If he has a wife now, which I cannot see, but if he has a wife now, he would be abusing that person. He's that kind of person. Now that he's older, I think he's a lot more mellowed out. But in that time, he was abusive. I think now he's a lot more mellowed out. I think that he's not going out trying to commit crimes. I think he's doing okay for himself. But, being that he's still living, he needs to be caught, right? These kids died and they were just having a good time, and it seemed like they were laughing and everything was going well, and then this guy came along, doing all this saying all this crazy stuff to them, and it made it impossible for them to leave, because he had one like real close in his grip, so the other friend couldn't just run for it. That's horrible. It's really horrible. But I do hope he's found, and I do hope that that maybe this brings a little bit more clues to that situation. They are at peace, and they have transcended already, long time ago. It's like I saw, like, basically it's like they both went together. They're both spiritually going like this together, and they both know that they're together when they transcended. So it wasn't as bad for them because they weren't alone. So I guess that's the only comfort that we can take, is that they were together, right? But this man needs to be caught, and he needs to be prosecuted for the crime that he committed. You know, he has no feeling about doing what he did. And he may be argumentative in, you know, if you find this person and you try to come up to them, I'm seeing like he would try to fight the arrest, or, you know, be argumentative about it. And there's no need for that, obviously, because, you know, once he's found, which I feel that this person may be found, if you find the materials he left behind, you'll find DNA, and then he could be found, you know, and then this could be put to rest, because that's horrible that this occurred, you know. I wish the best for the family, and my prayers go out to both families of the two boys that ended up getting killed. That's just tragic and sad. You know, they had their whole lives ahead of them. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching another show of Tarot to the Star. If you are liking these videos that I'm putting out, please click on the like button. This really helps the channel to grow and sends these messages out to other people that may need to see these messages. Like, you know, if there's clues in these messages, then they're able to use maybe those clues for investigative work. So please click on the like button so it helps others. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to this channel and click on the notification so you can be notified every time I come out with a new video. I will continue doing these kind of videos as well as your weekly readings, and we'll just continue this channel and try to grow it as we go along. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. The most important thing is you. I appreciate you. Thank you.